Section 6.2 is titled Unit Rates. So two vocab terms. The first one is a rate, and that's a ratio of two quantities that have two different kinds of units. So an example would be miles per hour. And a unit rate is a simplified rate that has a denominator of 1. And we could also use miles per hour as an example here. But what we need to remember is that to write a rate as a unit rate, we divide the numerator and denominator by the denominator. And I know that sounds kind of confusing, but I'll show you how to do that, because we want the denominator to be 1. So in order to make a number 1, we divide it by itself. And then remember, you have to do that to the top and the bottom in order to keep the fraction or the rate itself equivalent. So let's look at some examples. We want to express the rate as a unit rate, and then we need to round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So we have $11 for 4 boxes of cereal. That's 11 for 4. And we want to write units here, so I'm going to put the dollars and I'm going to write boxes. So it's $11 for 4 boxes. And it said to express in a unit rate, we divide the top and the bottom by the numerator. So I'm going to divide by 4, and I'm going to divide by 4. So on top, if you take 11 and we divide it by 4, remember we are talking about money here, it's $2.75 per 4 divided by 4 per every 1 box. So if it costs $11 for 4 boxes, it'll cost $2.75 for each box. Let's look at another one. We have $18.50 for 5 pounds, and that could be anything, 5 pounds of meat, 5 pounds of nuts, whatever it is. So now we need to divide the top and the bottom by the denominator. So we're dividing by 5 and we're dividing by 5. So $18.50 divided by 5 is, again, we're talking about money, so it's $3.70 per every 1 pound. 5 divided by 5 is 1. So this is how you express rates as unit rates. Here we have 100 meters in 14 seconds. If you want to try this one on your own, see if you can divide correctly and get the right answer. So we're going to divide the top and the bottom by the denominator, which is 14. And 100 divided by 14, it's a really long decimal, 7.142857, on and on. But remember, we said to round to the nearest tenth up here in the directions. So we're going to say 7.1 meters per 1 second. So meters per second. Here's an example, and a lot of times I find myself in the grocery store thinking of something similar to this. But we have an online music store that's selling 15 songs for $12, and another online music store selling 10 songs for $9. So we want to know which online store has the lower cost per song. Basically, we want to know which one's the better deal. Sure, you're getting, you're only paying $9, but you're also only getting 10 songs. So what we need to do is express both of these as unit rates and then compare the unit rates. So 15 songs per $12, or we have 10 songs for $9. And actually, I'm going to flip both of these around because I want to know how much it is per song, not how many songs per dollar. So I'm going to put the money on top. And we have $9 for 10 songs. So we're going to divide top and bottom here by 15. 12 divided by 15, remember we are talking about money, is 80 cents per song. And in the second store, we're going to divide top and bottom by 10. And 9 divided by 10 is 0.9. And remember again, it's money, so 90 cents per every song. So the question is, which one has the lower cost per song? And that would be this store, lower cost per song. So that would be the store you would want to buy your music from. Now we have a store selling 2 different sizes of the same brand of sunscreen. We have an 8-ounce bottle for $5.76 and a 12-ounce bottle for $8.88. So which size bottle is the better buy per ounce, and then explain. So I want to know per ounce, so $5.76 for 8 ounces. And we also have $8.88 for 12 ounces. And again, if we find the cost per ounce, we'll know if it's better to buy the larger bottle, even though it may cost a little more. It may be cheaper per ounce. I do this a lot of times at stores with things like dressings, ketchups, mustards. I try to determine, is it better to buy the bigger bottle? So if we divide both by 8, and here we divide both by 12, since it's a 12-ounce bottle. If we do $5.76 divided by 8 ounces, we get 72 cents an ounce. And we do $8.88 divided by 12, and that's 74 cents an ounce. So here you can see it's actually more cost effective to buy the smaller bottle because it's 72 cents per ounce. And you may say, well, it's only 2 cents difference. But if you think about all the different items that you buy that come in different sizes, and you're consistently buying the cheaper one, over a course of a year, you probably save a lot of money. So it's not always better to buy in bulk, and I think sometimes companies maybe do that on purpose. They'll make a bigger bottle of something, but they don't make it a better deal because I think people automatically assume it is a better deal. Next we have bottlenose dolphins. They breathe through a nasal opening called a blowhole, and a typical dolphin takes about 34 breaths in 4 hours. Use this information to find how many breaths a dolphin will take, in 7 hours. So first we have to find the unit rate, and then we'll need to multiply to figure out how long it would take, or how many breaths it will take in 7 hours. If this asked you how many breaths it would take in 8 hours, that would be pretty easy, because if it's 34 and 4, we would just double it because we're doubling the hours. But you can see here it's 7 hours. So first we need to find the unit rate. So 34 breaths in 4 hours. We need to figure out how many that's going to be in 1 hour. So we need to divide both by 4. And you don't have to write these arrows with the division by 4. I'm just doing it so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So when we take 34 divided by 4, we get 8.5 breaths per hour. Think about that in relationship to a human. If you only took 8.5 breaths every hour, I don't think we'd survive. But now we need to find out how many in 7 hours. So we need to multiply this by 7 to figure out how many breaths it would take in 7 hours. So we're going to do 8.5 times 7. That's going to give us 59.5 breaths. So whenever you're given a rate and you need to figure out possibly a different amount of time, you first find the unit rate. That's what we did here. This is the unit rate. and then we went and multiplied it by 7. Since we knew 8.5 in 1 hour, multiply it by 7, we can get 59.5 in 7 hours. In class, we'll work on worksheet 6 too.